Student, we will discuss about the anomalous behavior of water. Okay, anomalous is a bit deviation from normal behavior of water. Generally, all the liquids upon heating they expand, means its volume increases. Okay, but in case of water at a particular temperature range, at a particular temperature range, the instead of expanding, it contracts. That means if you heat water at say 0 degree centigrade to 4 degree centigrade, so instead of expansion, it contracts, its volume decreases. So in case of a liquid like water, it contracts on heating from 0 degree centigrade to 4 degree centigrade. So the anomalous or abnormal behavior of water is observed when its temperature is increasing from 0 degree centigrade to 4 degree centigrade. Instead of expansion, it contracts, its volume decreases. So if so that means otherwise I will say that if instead of heating from 0 degree centigrade to 4 degree centigrade, the volume decreases. If I cool it from 4 degree centigrade to 0 degree centigrade, the volume increases. So therefore in cold drinks bottle you might have seen some gap is there at the top. The liquid is never filled or cold drink bottles to the brim. It is some space is left because of when that is kept in a freezer, it will cool from say towards the 0 degree centigrade. When the cooling occurs from a certain temperature and it will reach to 4 degree centigrade, then towards 0 degree centigrade, then its volume will increase, so the liquid expands. So to accommodate that expansion, there must be some space available, otherwise that will break. So therefore the gap is given. So this behavior that upon heating from 0 to 4 degree centigrade, its volume decreases, and its volume increases from 4 degree centigrade to 0 degree centigrade. This is in case of cooling. This is in case of heating. Now, if that means if I talk about the density of water, then density formula is mass upon volume. This for a given mass of liquid, okay, you increase the temperature, decrease the temperature. When you have if you think of the volume when the volume is least, then density becomes maximum. The volume is minimum, then density will become maximum, and the density of water is maximum at 4 degree centigrade. That means what? Its volume is minimum at 4 degree centigrade. So volume at 4 degree centigrade, the volume is minimum. So this is minimum. So therefore the density is maximum. If I have the graph of the volume versus the temperature, we will have the minimum volume at 4 degree centigrade. So I will have the graph like this. something like this. This is volume, this is temperature, okay, and obviously this point corresponds to the temperature of 4 degrees centigrade. Here the volume is minimum. The volume is minimum at 4 degrees centigrade, so therefore this temperature should be 4 degrees centigrade. Above this temperature or below this temperature, the volume is more. So the water attains its minimum volume at 4 degrees centigrade, therefore the density becomes minimum. And if I have a graph like this, if I have a graph like density versus temperature, okay, then at the same temperature of 40, the density becomes maximum, so I will have the graph like this, something like this. Here again the temperature should be 4 degrees centigrade, and corresponding to this the density becomes maximum. So here is the density, so maximum. Here is the volume, which is minimum. Okay, so this is called the anomalous behavior of water. Okay, that means the anomalous behavior of water is observed from 0 to 4. That means usually what it should have been is not happening, the reverse is happening. Generally, if you go beyond 4 degrees centigrade and start heating, then its volume will expand. Cooling below 0 degrees centigrade, volume will decrease. But between 0 to 4, the heating will reduces the volume and cooling will increase the volume. This is called as the anomalous behavior of water. Okay, thank you.